In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a vegan version of smoky carrot salmon. So salmon goes on things like a lox bagel, risotto, flatbread, soup, topping, pasta, pizza, sushi, or a crostini. There are so many things to put smoked salmon on, and it is so delicious. But if you're vegan, you're probably looking for an alternative like this one. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to start with 5 to 6 large carrots. Now I used a few extra since my carrots were a bit small. Now these are organic carrots, so really I don't have to peel them, but I am going to peel them for this recipe, so that part is totally optional. Now I'm going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, and don't waste those peels. We can use those, save them aside in our veggie scraps for some veggie broth. Now you're going to need a mandolin slicer or a peeler. I'm just using a vegetable peeler here, and that is going to do the trick. I want to get a really good grip on the edge of this carrot and use some pretty firm pressure to just peel off some nice little ribbons just like this. We want to get these nice long thin ribbons. Of course, if you have a mandolin slicer, this is going to be even faster, but it can be done pretty quickly just using your regular old vegetable peeler. So I'm doing it a little slow here just to show how it's done, but basically you want to just keep sort of pressing down with that peeler and creating nice beautiful ribbons like these. So I'm just going to continue doing that with all of my carrots until they've all been sliced into these nice perfect little ribbons that are going to be our fake salmon pieces. So you can see how I have those there. They are all ready to go. And of course my dog is watching me thinking she might get a little piece of the carrot too. And now that I have those carrots ready, they're all ribboned up, I'm just going to grab a baking dish and I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the baking dish. And then I'm going to add in my ribboned little slices of carrot into that. Then I'm going to put just a tiny bit of olive oil on top, about a tablespoon in total, and just a tiny little bit to taste of some salt and just some fresh ground black pepper. So I'm going to mix all that together. We actually want to bake these carrots in the oven until they're nice and tender, and that's what we're going to be doing first, and then we're going to marinate them. So I have them all ready there. You can mix these up with some tongs, or you can just mix them up with your clean hands. You know, always make sure those hands are super clean when you're working in the kitchen. So we're going to give those a little mixy mix, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Should be preheated now to 350. So I'm going to place those carrots in the oven and I'm going to bake them in there for 25 minutes. You can just leave them. You don't need to mix them or anything like that. While they're baking, we're going to be making our marinade. So our marinade, we're going to give it that fishy flavor with 2 nori snack sheets. Now, if you're looking for these, you can just find them at your local Asian supermarket or even at your regular grocery store, just in the international aisle. And they should just be little seaweed nori snack sheets. So you can actually just eat these as is. They're already dried out and ready to go. But I want to cut them into tiny little pieces for my marinade here. So how I do that is I just use my kitchen scissors and I just roll it up and kind of start slicing and dicing that up with my scissors. I just find it faster and easier. If you want the pieces even smaller, you can chop them up on a cutting board with a knife. And then I need about a tablespoon of lemon juice. I just got this new little lemon squeezy thing for Christmas. So if I'm not using it right, just let me know in the comments below. I'm going to get a nice tablespoon of fresh lemon juice in there. And I got a lucky seed in there, so I'll pull that out. And then next, this gives a lot of nice flavor, is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce or tamari. If you want to make this gluten-free, just use tamari or coconut aminos. It will not affect the flavor. It will still be amazing. And then 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. You cannot skip this because it is not smoky salmon without that smoke. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in there, just a neutral flavored oil, a little dash of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of pure maple syrup. Just gives a really nice tiny little bit of sweetness to balance out all that smoky deliciousness. This marinade is amazing. It's surprising how much this actually does have that sort of sea fishy taste that we're looking for. Now I've pulled my carrots out of the oven and you can see those are nicely cooked. We want to make sure we can put a fork through them, make sure they're tender and ready to go. And I'm just going to give my sauce another little mix there, my marinade. I'm just going to evenly pour that over top of my carrots. Now for marinating this mixture, we want to make sure we're really kind of evenly mixing that in throughout all of the carrots. And just like with any marinade, you know, you want to marinate it for at least 1 hour. longer is better. I mean, I think anytime you're marinating something, 24 hours is best. This does last 4 days in the fridge. So if you can make this the night before, you could make it, you know, the day before, a couple days before, that's great. And then you can use it on whatever it is, that big list of things that I gave you guys at the start. You can kind of use this on anything. So I'm going to put the lid on. That's why I love this dish. And then here I'm serving this on a bagel, a lox bagel, and it was so amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video on how to make carrot smoked salmon, the vegan alternative for salmon. If you want to see more vegan videos like this one, and if you liked this video, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below.